Alright guys, Enz Maresca will be the final piece of the puzzle for this Chelsea project. I know it's only been 3 weeks that he's been at the club, but from what I've read before he signed and what we're seeing at the training ground, he looks like exactly the type of coach that the squad needs and what the sporting directors were looking for in terms of a manager who teaches football and improves players. In this video we'll discuss some reasons he'll do well and what the negatives of the appointment are. We'll analyse the current squad and predict how Maresca will set up this team and some early season predictions. Now, if we're being honest, this may be the riskiest appointment in Chelsea's history. The club can't afford for this appointment to go wrong, and the sporting directors will have a lot of questions to answer if this doesn't work, considering the club have now sacked Tuchel, Potter and Pochettino in only 2 years. Now, the safe option would have been to give Pochettino another year, especially considering the team's form towards the end of the season, or to hire a manager with more experience. Now, the club wanted a young, progressive manager. My preferred option would have been to get Roberto De Zerbi, but in many ways Maresca offers a lot of the same aspects that De Zerbi does, but is a less fiery character. Maresca seems to be a better man manager as well and can manage relationships with his directors better. That's not to say Maresca is a yes man, which I'm sure we'll find out during the season is far from the truth. Now, although he won the league at Leicester, many people expected him to win considering the squad at his disposal, but we need to remember that this still meant a lot of pressure on him, and he managed to get the job done playing an attractive brand of football. Many Leicester fans have also pointed out that they weren't fond of his in-game management, which was also something that annoyed me with Pochettino last season, so it'll be interesting to see how he uses subs at Chelsea when he's got an overall better squad than he did at Leicester. One of the aspects I like about appointing Maresca is he has a clear style of play and it clearly suits Chelsea's squad. People can't really say there's no plan anymore, as the owners and directors have made it clear that they want to build a young squad capable of playing possession-based football and to have a manager who can go with them and teach them how to play in that way. Maresca in many ways is the final piece of the puzzle for the sporting directors. We also need to remember that Maresca has an advantage over Tuchel, Potter and Pochettino, as he's coming into a more settled team and the football structure is already in place for him to just coach. This is something that Tuchel and the others never had due to all the change that was going on around them. We can already see in the training clips that Maresca is very hands-on in training and showing his players exactly what he wants from them. We're hearing that his tactical instruction is much clearer than previous coaches. This isn't difficult to believe when you consider that last season when Leicester played Liverpool in pre-season, you could instantly see what Maresca demanded from his side, and their style of play was easy to see. Former West Ham and Scotland player Robert Snodgrass called Maresca a mastermind after working with him at West Ham. He said that, "When I first listened to him, I knew straight away he would be a success." Now, this was only a few years after Maresca retired from playing, but the players he worked with could already see he was going to be a top coach. Maresca seems to be a good educator who can improve all his players. Now, this reminded me of a famous quote by Johan Cruyff, who said that teams don't learn, individuals within the team learn. Development is a personal process, even when conducted in a team environment. One of Maresca's first words when he joined Chelsea was that he wanted to improve all the players. He understands that for the team to improve, ultimately that's achieved by improving each player individually. We also need to note that Maresca is a winner. He was a very good player and had a very respectable career as a player, winning trophies at Juventus and Sevilla. He won Man of the Match in the UEFA Cup final in 2006, scoring 2 goals. He learned from top coaches such as Ancelotti, Lipe and Pellegrini. Pep Guardiola handpicked him to be his assistant coach, and then he won the Premier League 2 with Cole Palmer and Lavia in his side before winning the title at Leicester last season. The big reason Maresca will succeed is the quality of players he's got at Chelsea. He was able to get Leicester playing a dominant possession-based style of play where they could control games with inferior players. Although Chelsea were entertaining for neutrals last season, there wasn't any controlling games, and there were so many games when the team conceded late on due to not being able to control the game. At Chelsea, he will have great ball-playing centre-halves like Badiashile, Fofana and Levi Colwill. Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, as well as Lavia, are some of the best midfielders for a possession-based team. Even under Pochettino, who didn't put much emphasis into positional play, the team still produced a lot of great combinations at times. Under Maresca, this will be drilled into the players every day in training. Moving on to the players I feel will benefit the most from a Maresca system. The first one is Romeo Lavia. He only played around 32 minutes the whole of last season, despite playing the most minutes for any teenager the year before at Southampton. I feel he'll really surprise a lot of people because he has an incredible technical ability and is an ideal number 6 who is also a strong tackler. I suspect Maresca will play Enzo in this position ahead of him, but considering the amount of games we'll have in the various competitions, he'll provide great competition. Lavia also played under Maresca before in the Man City youth team, so Maresca I'm sure will know him well and have an idea on how he wants to get the best out of him. Another player who will be suited to this style is Andrew Santos, but it looks like he would be heading back out to Strasbourg. I'm disappointed as I really believe that he has all the quality to be a top midfielder but he never played for the first half of last season, and he only played 11 times last season for Strasbourg once he moved there. But he's speaking to Liam Vossigna, who'll be taking over at Strasbourg, and it'll be good for him to play a whole season under a possession-based manager, and hopefully he can come back to Chelsea and show his quality. A player that looks perfect for Maresca's system is Noni Madueke. Now this could be a big season for him, as Maresca loves his wingers to thrive in 1v1s and to isolate them against the opposition fullback. Obviously this is Noni's strength, and we can see the best of him this season. I'm actually going to predict that without injuries, he may get around 20 goal contributions. I'm really excited to see how well he does this season. What Maresca does with the fullbacks will be interesting to see. At Leicester he inverted the right back James Justin. He may do the same with Reece James at Chelsea, but the club have bought Renato Vega, who looks like a quality player and the perfect player to play as an inverted left back. Reece James at his best is arguably the best player in the squad, and we saw his impact straight away when he came back last season. He's clearly capable of inverting, as he played centre mid for Wigan when he was on loan and won player of the season for them. If Maresca inverts the left back and Reece plays as the right centre back, however, will this take away from his attacking potential, and would we be limiting him if he wasn't allowed to bomb one down the flank? Another side to this is that in a Maresca system it may lead to less injuries for Reece. In a positional system there will be less running, as the team will have more of the ball. At Leicester, James Justin was coming off an ACL injury and went on to play the whole season without any injuries, making 39 appearances in the league. If Chelsea don't sign a striker, it'll be interesting to see what happens regarding Jackson and Nkunku, but I believe that if Nkunku stays fit, he'll be one of the top players in the league. Predicted for Jackson to get around 15 league goals last season, and he ended up with 14. In Maresca's system, I actually believe that Jackson would be well suited to playing on the left, and Nkunku as the striker. Jackson has played as a winger his whole career, and has only recently been converted to a striker. I doubt Chelsea can rely on him to become the clinical striker needed in the next season, but he is a very good player, great technical ability, and sometimes he does amazing things with football. He's a very good dribbler, and in all honesty, he is more of a winger than a striker. Nkunku, on the other hand, is a great finisher, and he's shown that he can score goals his entire career. I know it's early, but I'm expecting a decent season for Chelsea this year. Not to throw shade at Pochettino, but Maresca just seems to be a more progressive and modern manager. He seems like he'll leave no stone unturned in his preparation, and he won't make some of the same frustrating decisions that Pochettino made, such as playing Chilwell left wing or playing Fernandes in the 10. The training method means that there'll be less injuries for the players, and there'll be a stronger squad for most game days. We'll need to see how the team looks in pre-season before making any more adjustments and predictions. We're looking forward to the upcoming season. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe and leave a comment on how you think Chelsea will do in the upcoming season. I'm not sure what I want to do with the channel, whether it will be more Chelsea content or just general football video essays. I enjoy doing both, but it will just be easier to be consistent with Chelsea videos, as it will be less preparation and less editing compared to video essays. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and see you next one.